Proof. We've got proof. Hello, everyone. This is Chala Dinkoy, CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert. Welcome to another live stream of the Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. Here's my tea. It's protein, but hey. And Mark Albert, founder and CEO of Media Advisory Experts, is my special guest. I'm going to tell you, welcome, first of all, Mark.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Yes, and your tea. Let's not forget your tea.
Yes, I like lemon. I love lemon. So there we go.
Okay. It looks really dark for lemon. That's really dark tea.
Oh, no. This is a picture. This is, it's a
Oh my God.
photo.
On camera. I thought it was like coffee. It looks like coffee. Okay. Gotcha. Very,
See,
very
this is a
cool.
picture I took a long time ago. I think this was in Hawaii.
You took, wow, many, many talents. Man of many talents. Well, like media, right? Everything media, this guy. So let me tell you guys, my audience, how I met this wonderful man. It was last week, and my sponsors, Capital One and I, were doing a breakout at a pre-conference session of the NGLCC. And this was a conference for the LGBTQ and plus audience of business owners. And it was, I think, a 5-day conference, including the pre-conference. And we were in Palm Springs. And the topic, as usual, was how to pitch to wow buyers. And at the end, and we had an amazing session. It was so well attended. And there was a lineup of people who wanted to get their pitches polished. And at the very end, Mark walked up to me and he was kind enough to offer his help for what I said I was looking for was media placement that, I wanted to get on the morning tours for my book of the morning shows. And if anybody knew any producers for the Portland market. So he was kind enough to come up and he went above and beyond, even after I really didn't take you seriously, but we met afterwards and you are so impressive. He's going to tell you all about. This guy has won awards that nobody has won that I've met. And he has a very distinguished career and comes by all the accolades very fairly. So Mark, why don't you tell us about your, first of all, what do you do and who do you help?
Well, that's very kind of you. First of all, thank you very much for having me here on this LinkedIn Live. And I'm really glad that we met. And, I look at myself now after 25 years on air in journalism, including at CBS News, as almost a matchmaker. There are a lot of people like you that have an expertise. And there are a lot of people like journalists like I was for 25 years that need experts. Let's bring the two together. And, what happens every day in newsrooms across America, journalists get their assignments and they're frantically going through their Rolodex or their phones or Googling, trying to find an expert. And so when you said you're going to be in Portland, you're going to be in Charlotte, you're going to be in these other places, oh my goodness, it would be great if I could put you with the journalists that are trying to, we call it stack their shows. They're trying to fill their airtime. Because I think a lot of people, a lot of your listeners have really great expertise, whether it's their financial advisor, a realtor, a brain surgeon, whoever it happens to be. But a lot of people are either afraid to reach out to journalists or they just simply don't know how to. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to walk up because, quite frankly, I wanted to help.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, hey, I actually know people in some of the cities you're going to. I can't guarantee anything, but I'd be happy to make an introduction. So what I do is I take all of my 25 years of experience on air in journalism, and I work with people, one, on media training. So let's get you ready to be on TV or interviewed by a newspaper. Let's distill your message very clearly, because the message that you deliver to customers or investors or employees is not the same message that will capture a journalist's attention. Let's work on your story pitch to the journalist to make sure that they're going to hear you. And then let's prepare you to deliver that in your interviews. So we help people, whether it's the CEO of a tech startup or the number 2 at a $6 billion company that I've media trained, or 300 people are speaking at Campus Safety Summit. We help people with media training, crisis communications, and trying to get their name out there in the media.
Mm-hmm. So have you seen businesses grow through your help with this media business?
Absolutely, because as soon as you get quoted on the local news or in newspapers, radio, digital, whatever it happens to be, you now have a foundation of thought leadership. You now have the trust sort of that you are used as an expert in the media. You can put that on your socials, on your website. Other customers will see it. Potential customers will see it. Other journalists will see it. And so you are building up your profile, your respectability, your trust factor by getting quoted in the news media. And you know this. You've been on, I think, 20 morning shows now or something. Maybe I lost count a little bit. But you're a pro at this. Mm-hmm. And so definitely we see people grow their customer base, grow their earned media, and grow their profile because they've learned to master the media. And that's what we're going to be helping with in about 5 weeks from now in our media training camp here in DC.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to get to that, but I want to find out a little bit about, tell me about like Washington, tell me about your background of how did you get those awards? First of all, tell everyone what those awards were.
Well, there's too many to list, unfortunately. I've been very fortunate to win the Peabody Award, which is sort of the Pulitzer Prize for broadcast journalism.
Yes.
I won it for an investigation into the death of an American sailor in Iraq, Dave Cedergren, and he died on September 11th, 2004. It's almost the 20th anniversary of his death. And the military simply told his family that he died of an undiagnosed heart ailment. And I thought that was fishy. And we got to the bottom of it. And we exposed the fact that he was electrocuted to death. And as a result of our series, the military changed the way they track the remains of every American service member killed overseas. That's accountability journalism, and we got the answers to the family. And then more importantly, we tried to help prevent this from happening in the future. So that was the Peabody. I've won, I think, 12 or 13 Emmys and a bunch of other awards, including one for the advancement of excellence in legal journalism and the advancement of justice, which I was very proud to have an award for the advancement of justice.
Mark, I had no idea.
Yeah, but at the bottom line is it's not really for me. It's for the journalism that we did that held people accountable, that got answers for people that couldn't get answers anywhere else. That's what journalism does. In a free society and a democracy, you have to have a free, independent, and robust press to be able to sustain that democracy. And so I was very proud for 25 years to be a journalist.
Well, what made you move into helping entrepreneurs and businesses?
Chala, do you see the gray hair? Do you see the gray hair here? Can it come up on the
Very cool.
Listen, 25 years, it's a quarter century, nice round number. And I decided I wanted to do something a little bit differently. I had been teaching since 2016. The State Department hired me to teach in Pakistan, teach journalists. And every year since 2017, almost, I've been teaching journalists in Vietnam. I was an adjunct professor at Northwestern University. So I like teaching. I like helping people. And I realized that I can take everything that I've learned in 25 years of journalism and help people connect with journalists, get the coverage they deserve, and get better at media training.
And so does the bulk of your business, or is it 50-50, is around controlling the dialogue around a business? Or is it about getting more exposure to get more eyeballs because attention is the new currency to grow a business?
So we want to make sure that before a executive, entrepreneur, thought leader, public speaker, author gets their interview opportunities, that they know what to do, that they don't fumble that opportunity. Yeah. And so we prepare them for those PR opportunities. We want to make sure that everyone has media training, and we want to make sure that their message is crafted. Chala, I often get people say, well, I've got a 2-minute elevator pitch. And I look at them and I think, when was the last time you were in an elevator for 2 minutes? Maybe going up to the tallest skyscraper in the world, maybe, but 2 minutes, you get about 15 seconds. That's the reality. And so we try to tell people you need to craft your message into about 15 or 20 seconds, right? Because that's the average length of a soundbite. And if I pick up this newspaper here and I go to any page and I read a quote out loud, the quotes aren't 2 minutes. If I read any quote out loud, it's about 15 or 20 seconds. Same thing as on TV. So before we get you placed with media and earned media attention, we need to make sure that you know that you have your message, that you know how to skillfully reframe it and pivot in an interview to make sure that you're reiterating it, and that you have the media training you need to be successful at those earned media opportunities so you can get more of them.
I love it, because one of the questions that I was going to ask you was, what is the number one mistake that businesses are making in media? And I think that's what it is, right? They're trying to equate an elevator pitch to something that'll appeal to a journalist.
I would actually say something a little bit further than that, which is to me, the biggest mistake that they're making is, especially business owners and leaders, entrepreneurs, they are pitching their company, their brand, or their product. And here's my message. I want you to stop doing that. I want you to stop pitching your company, your brand, or your product. Now, I know everyone's thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm crazy, right? How are you supposed to get media attention if you're not pitching your company, your brand, or your product? And I want you to reframe this. I want you to pitch your expertise, the value that you can bring to that journalist audience, whether it's viewers, listeners, or readers. For example, if I'm a financial advisor, guess what I'm doing 2 weeks before New Year's Eve? It's not planning my New Year's Eve party. You know what I'm doing? I'm personally reaching out to journalists in my area, and I'm saying, here are the top 3 things you need to do now before December 31st to save money on your taxes. If it's April 15th, 2 weeks before that, I'm not planning my spring break plans. What am I doing? I'm reaching out to journalists saying, here are top 5 things you need to do right now to not give the IRS more of your hard-earned money than you have to, right? And so it's reframing. You're not pitching your tax business, your financial advisory firm. You're adding value to that journalist. And then, of course, if you get quoted, they're going to mention your company and your business. But it's reframing that. And that's the hardest thing often, Chala, that is for executives and entrepreneurs, my clients, to understand.
That's great. I am so glad. So tell us about this event where you're going to be helping people. I mean, I love this. I've never seen the likes of it.
Well, thank you. We're super excited about it. And you see it here on the bottom of the screen. It is going to be an intensive, in-person, exclusive media training event. So we're going to do a bunch of workshops on Media 101, how to craft your 15-second message, how to craft a story pitch, and how to pitch it to get a journalist's attention. We've got the head of a speakers bureau coming. So if you would be interested to book and get booked and paid to speak, she's going to be there. We've got a personal branding and marketing expert coming. We've got the former main anchor in Los Angeles News coming to teach you about on-camera body language, voice, intonation, presence, what to wear, where to look. And then we're going to take all of that and put it into practice. I booked a TV studio a block from the White House. You're going to be on set, on camera with me, doing a practice on camera interview. You're going to be doing a practice podcast. You're going to be on stage doing public speaking. We're going to shoot video of all of that. Everyone gets that video. The VIP tier gets one-on-one coaching with me for how you did on that on-set interview. You're going to get upgraded headshots. You're going to get edited social media clips. You're going to get a 2-minute edited demo reel so that you can send to journalists to prove that you can be on camera. And just for your listeners, Chala, we have a promo code. It's your first name, Chala, Chala, and your listeners will get $300 off using that promo code to sign up at that website on the screen, Media Mastery Experts Live. We can't wait for this event.
That is wonderful. Thank you. That's a surprise. I didn't know about the code. Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. So what is the biggest advice that you can leave us with respect to media?
Yep. The biggest advice is 1, don't be afraid of journalists. 2, engage. And 3, a 15-second message.
I love it. You are so good at this. I'm sold. I am sold. Thank you so much. And how can people reach you?
Absolutely. If you go on MediaMasteryExperts.com, the website you have up on the screen, you can book a call. No commitment, no charge, complimentary. Let's talk. Let's talk via Zoom for 30 minutes. Go ahead on that website. Let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about your struggles, whether it be public speaking, whether it be getting journalism and journalist attention, whether it be getting earned media coverage. Let me know your problem and I'll see if we can solve it. And it might be coming to this event would be a great opportunity to do that.
Folks, I think you want the brain that, that you've been hearing about. That is the Pulitzer Prize winner. It is
Peabody Award winner.
The Pulitzer of the journalistic world. Yes, sorry. But the person who wouldn't take no for an answer and dug and dug and dug, I think you want this person to dig and dig and dig into the gold of your business and to figure out what is the message that's going to resonate with the media and figure out what you could be doing wrong and what you could be doing right. I am a fan. So thank you so much for being a guest. And thank you so much for coming up to me at the end of the breakout. My gosh, what an amazing friendship.
Well, thank you for being at NGLCC and thank you for this opportunity to talk to your listeners. I hope we can help people today and I'd love to hear from everybody.
Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.